And it'll be Zipnix to see action over on B as the Navi side charge their way down towards him. It'll be Zeus who comes out first. cajunb connects with him and bails the flash. Zipnix out. Second shot for cajunb doesn't quite do the damage, but here will be Zipnix to unload a couple of bullets out himself. Reinforcements making their way over as Dignitas just by a few seconds by becoming hard to see. It's dupreeh coming around from the back with out, but Fetish gets the next one. It's just Seized and starix left standing, but they're going out with a bang. Seized 1 versus 2. dupreeh and Fetish last 2 up as the bomb is a long, long way away from Seized right now. Fetish will be guarding it like a mother goose on her egg.
And the bomb is actually stuck in the kitchen. I don't know if Navi wants to give Dignitas a round for free or what is going on.
That was another goose bit I was mentioning. Egg. Yeah. Fetish down by Seized, who keeps this round alive. Clock beginning to tick. 25 seconds for Seized to do something about it, and Seized thinks about doubling back over towards the B site, but dupreeh's having none of it. And now we'll go for it. Seized has no idea that he's there. We'll come around the corner. Oh, just in time, dupreeh picks him off before Seized would have seen him. And a massive weight has just lifted off Dignitas' shoulders.
Yes, and they definitely needed to start like this as well. It was close, but at least they won the round. And again, I don't know what Navi was thinking. They actually had the bomb jumping into kitchen. I don't know if they dropped the bomb to the wrong player or if he just totally forgot that he actually had the bomb. But that, I think, actually costed them the round.
If it's with Seized, he's going in and he's controlling the flow of the game in that 1 versus 2.
Yeah.
In the end, he did a great job to take out Fetish and then reassert that control, but...
He at least got the plant, and that's also important. And you see here, Navi is going actually for a pretty unorthodox buy, an AK on Edward.
AK on Edwards and plenty of nades to go around as well as the 2 CZs.
Yeah, and they have all the smokes. It's going to be an A play here for Navi. Let's see how Dignitas can manage to hold this.
Push comes in now. dupreeh will lay down the fire through the smoke as Device jumps up, spies the incoming bodies, and then just lays siege with his FAMAS. Fetish flanking around the back as well. Dignitas will try to buy as much time as they can, but Fetish is actually out of this as the bomb has gone down. cajunb gets himself a frag onto Seized, and this is a tough afterplant for Dignitas to reclaim, but cajunb goes about it in the right way. Headshot onto starix. Navi return the favor courtesy of Edward and that AK. It'll be Zipnix pushing in now, and from the back, Guardian gets a kill, but it'll be not enough, and Dignitas will just about get this defused. No kid on dupreeh that will make it tense, but Dignitas is 2 to the go.
Yeah, and it was actually a smart plan there by Dignitas. They knew that, well, chances were that now would save, and if they didn't, or if they bought a smoke and whatnot, they would just retake the site, so they didn't lose men going aggressive. And that was super smart. This is what I was talking about before with the ZZ, where you want to adapt to the game. You rather want to retake the site. You want to take long-distance fights instead of doing those short distances where the ZZ is so powerful.
How quickly can you make that call? How hard is that call to make?
It's not, you just have a game plan. Okay, they're going to be on eco, watch out for the pistols,
Well, next attack will come in as the Navi side charge in. Zipnix and Fetish, though, having a ball and picking up those frags. 1 man left standing with starix.
Yep, and that's what I was saying, sorry. Yeah, so that's just a regular game plan. They knew that Navi got the plant. They were probably just either full save or just for the ones that got a kill, they were probably by ZZs. Then it's like, okay, don't take any unnecessary risks. Just stay long distance. If they get the plant, that's fine. Just make sure you don't lose the round.
And Dignitas now have 3 on the board.
Yeah, and this is another important round for Dignitas. If they win this one, they've actually started this map off extremely good, and then I think they could have completely forgotten about Cabo.
Bomb is down as the Navi side have meandered over towards that B site, where you will see, I think it's Zipnix in charge. He's the usual B carrier for them, and it is. And he will Molotov down and push back the Navi players. Just hold them out, buy some some time again. Navi, of course, a team who are more than happy to play that clock to its fullest. And they will now pick up that bomb and move it down towards B. Zipnix to see action as they come his way. Dignitas have pushed out a bit from A as well. They've got a man ready to make the push down with cajunb as well. Just on the back of that site, ready to shoot them the moment they come in. Zeus the only man holding mid. And it's Fetish that's moved. Zipnix will see action now as they come in towards him. Fetish has one to his left. It's Zeus. Does dispatch of the flanker, but loses his life in the process. Big hit from Zipnix. It's 2 for him. Make that 3. Awesome play from Zipnix. Guardian, the last man standing, gets the frag onto cajunb, but will come straight onto the man in form, who will go round and toll out. It's dupreeh who in the end takes that frag off him. But that's 4-0.
Yeah, and great hold by Zipnix. That's exactly what Dignitas need. They need a little bit of a hero round where you have one player that does something good that's just going to get the whole team pumped up.
And suddenly the two body languages between the two teams look very different.
Yep. And you can still see you don't see a lot of emotions from the Dignitas side. That's because they're so focused. They have their goal, and so far it's 4-0 in favor of Dignitas.
And a lot of money on players like dupreeh as well. And Fetish will push out with that AWP, looking down towards mid, and just rattle off a shot that warns Guardian not to come. Fetish starting to get at that AWP nice and warmed up. So for Navi now, the million-dollar question, what do they change? What do they innovate to create holes for Dignitas?
Well, for starters, they just need to, again, they take it slow, but right now, the first weapon that they actually did, they didn't really do that much. Navi, they were just standing there holding the positions, but you didn't really see the regular Navi where they hold, they take it slow, and they at least cover some ground. You didn't really see that the first round for coming out from Dignitas, and that's something that I think that they need to do in order to actually get a few rounds on the board. Otherwise, I think Dignitas might run away with it.
5-0 Dignitas, 5 round for Navi and an AWP on Guardian for the second time in the game. And this time, there's a nade waiting for him. Fetish with a huge hit, takes down Zeus, dances with Guardian, but they both get away with their lives. But Fetish has done his job. That push out to mid that you've talked about in our earlier games on Mirage, but dupreeh waiting for Seize, gets him, and falling right into the trap. Navi have gifted Dignitas his 2 frags here. And Edward senses vengeance is his as he chases down dupreeh. Waits on the next one and claims Fetish through the wall. It'll be cajunb coming back at him, and finally Edward's been stopped. But Navi, on the other hand, have moved very quickly to get that bomb out of sight. The 2 Dignitas players on 8 were expecting reinforcements from Navi to come, and now it'll be Zipnix who'll have to defend that site on his own once again. The flank is on as they push through T-spawn, but it's too late. They know they're coming into the B site now. Zipnix will hold them off with 30 seconds to go. Will be naded himself, and he's done a great job of buying time for his teammates to come in here. Then he just takes matters into his own hand, dispatches of starix, the bomb carrier, and now they're all doing ring around the rose. He's on that bomb site, surely to finish off Guardian, who point-blank range hits 2 big frags and was just a click away from winning the round, but Device stopped him in the end.
Yeah, and that round, Navi, I don't know if they're crumbling, I don't know what's going on, but they actually missed the first initial smoke into the sniper's nest from T-spawn. That was missed. Guardian misses a very easy shot, I'd say, onto Fetish, and then they miss another smoke when they try to re-smoke sniper's nest. So they actually wasted 2 smokes for nothing, because they can't even throw a proper nade. It came down to the wire. It was extremely close, but Dignitas got away with it.
Fetish mixing up the positions this time as Guardian's looking for him, but spying nothing. Fetish, if he holds that position, well, he will send out Zeus, and just mixing up. I wasn't actually able to see a whole lot, but has retreated nevertheless. cajunb will heed his warning to retreat back towards that B site. dupreeh who will force to return. And no shots fired in anger, really, in these opening exchanges. Nades have done damage to cajunb, Fetish, and Zeus, but with 45 seconds to go. Fetish does pull out that first frag. It's Edward that he downs, who was a real colossi in the first map. And now Zeus will go through. Zeus picks himself up the frag and will go for the next one. It's Fetish who connects and retreats. Now Dignitas are man to the go before they lose device to starix, and Zeus will hold back. Fetish is being chased out, but on the retreat does pick up a frag before Guardian picks him off. cajunb now needed for Dignitas here to re-hold that site. There's a man in there. It's going to be the bomb planted by starix. Last man standing goes down at the hand of Zipnix.
Did you see that shot by Fetish? He's laughing right now. He's happy. That was a mid-air up shot from Fetish. I don't even know how that happened.
And he was jumping back because he's being shot from 2 angles at once.
Yeah, and that was a sick shot. I just want to point out again, Navi, they missed their re-smoke into the sniper's nest again. That's 2 rounds in a row versus a team like Dignitas. That's mistakes that you can't afford to make.
And this is almost cobblestone all over again, where I'm going to ask you, well, what do Navi now 7-0 down? What does a good half look like to them? Because Fetish is on fire.
Yeah, right now, the way that Dignitas is playing, they just need to get a few, because they know that they have a very strong CT side. Just get some rounds to work with. Because you know you're confident on your CT side, you know that you can just do as good as Dignitas, if not better.
Fetish and Guardian down. dupreeh follows courtesy of a thinking hand shot from Seized. Questions to be answered here as Zipnix has mixed it up. Seized is waiting for him, and as that flash comes in, Zipnix is there with abundance to pick off that frag. Nice combo there. Now cajunb will see action on it. He knows he's got starix above him, but running in front of him is Zeus, and he can't quite finish off his breakfast there. And starix will down him, and the A site will become Navi property unless the auto sniper of device can do anything about it. You bet he can. Edward now a lone voice, 1 versus 2, with the bomb in sight and 35 seconds for him to do something with it. Dignitas split and force Edward to come looking for them, which he duly does, but not getting past the first man, that is Zipnix.
Yeah, and so far, player of, I was going to say the match, but the map is actually Fetish. Fetish has been stellar for this whole Mirage game.
And
they need to be able to stop Fetish. And this is something that I think Device actually needs as well. He needs a few feel-good frags. He picked up the auto sniper to get what, you know, somewhat of a cheap kill or two, just to get into the mood as well. Because I don't feel like he's playing up to his standard, which Dignitas really needs.
Well, you mentioned when you were saying, you know, they need to do something about Fetish. They need to find Fetish. Every round he's somewhere different. He's really hard to predict at the moment, and when he's on this type of form, it's a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, this is something that Fetish actually does extremely well on Mirage. He's everywhere with that op, and I'd say that this is actually Fetish's best map, because he does such a good job being everywhere with the op. So one round he can be in connector, one guy he can be in sniper nest, one round he can be at catwalk.
And this round he actually does get caught out, but before they found him, the nades had done so much damage for 3 players that, yes, it's an eco, but they had done half of the job before even seeing an opponent. Device's auto sniper downs Edward, and having picked up that ult, Edward was the man who had the potential to mix up this round, but now dupreeh will connect with 2 kills, and Seized and Guardian, the last 2 men standing. And that's almost a basketball shot down there with that grenade onto Guardian, and that'll be 9-0.
Yep. And if you compare this current match or this current map to Cobble in terms of how Dignitas are playing, it's like night and day.
Yeah,
they have really woken up for the second map,
which raises a lot of questions. Have Na'Vi gone to sleep? Has the pressure got to Navi? Are Navi just not strong on the map that they picked? I mean, a lot of intrigue. You know, that's why you need best of 3, because it eradicates so many of those random questions that happen in best of 1. 9-0 though, Dignitas lead, and Navi will be chomping at the bit to get to that second half and get on CT. But they need points on the board before that even happens.
And I think this is a good choice by Navi, actually trying to hit the A side with a smoke round.
Now can Navi follow that in? It'll be Seas to lead the push, the bomb right behind him, and dupreeh is waiting. Seas out in the open on the A site now, and Fetish with his AWP connects onto Edward. dupreeh decides to show himself. In the end, walks right on the end of that AWP of Guardian, and dupreeh and Device are both out for the count. cajunb comes in and picks off Seas. The bomb will go down courtesy of Guardian. Oh, he pulled off just a second too early. And in the end, will do the job. But he's 1 on 2. Uses that Molotov to push out the man coming from the right-hand side. It should allow him just to retreat a bit and take up a new position. And actually some damage taken by cajunb there. Uses the smoke to move as well. Then his ult shot gives away his position, and he's got no idea where the remaining Danes are. One's on the bomb, one's right in front of him, gets the first, the bomb defused by Fetish, and then finishes off Guardian.
Yeah, they're so close right now to actually winning a round. But again and again, Dignitas just shuts them down. Guardian missing some very crucial op shots there, and it actually cost them the round. But I do, however, like the round that they try to pull out. You know, they've clearly noticed that, okay, we can't just do our regular standard round. It's not really working. Let's just try to do a set round and see how that pans out.
10-0 Dignitas. Guardian picks up a big hit onto Device there as he pushes up into A and is waiting for Device. I mean, Na'Vi have thrown the book at Dignitas and nothing come back for them.
Yeah. And I think this is a good start for Na'Vi as well. They got the entry for once, and it's early on in the round, so they actually still have time to do what they do best, which is taking it slow and steady.
How do you counter Fetish when he's in this form on a map like this?
On a map like this, again, it's really all up to Guardian. Guardian needs to be the guy who sets the foot down and it's like, I am the op king in town, not you.
Pushing out his dupreeh, gets himself that frag onto Guardian, and well, starix in the end downs him. Man deficit for Dignitas here as the push onto A comes in. Edward gets the first frag, but cajunb holds firm and picks up 2. He does have Zipnix for company as well, as Zipnix comes flying across from the B site through CT spawn. First entry is a headshot onto Edward, and now it's seized 1v2, and that man advantage that Navi have held since the very first frag has been ebbed away. And their hunt for the first round will go on. Dignitas are up to 11-0. And that Danish flag in the background begins to fly with some pride.
Yeah, and I don't really understand the point there from Navi, because they actually, that round started off so well for them, but then all of a sudden they just started rushing into the site. So they didn't really do what Navi does best, which is clearing out every corner of basically every area that you can possibly find. They didn't do that there, and cajunb with 2 very important frags.
11-0 the score. There's Navi will, I mean, we talked about the body language, we talked about the pain that first map on Cobblestone will have inflicted on Dignitas. We can rinse, lather, and repeat that same statement over to Navi come the end of this map now, unless they can get into halftime with rounds on the board. And they start well. 2 big frags for them, and the Danger Man Fetish is one of them. And they now 5 on 3, albeit with just a slither of health on Zeus. We'll look to close this out. Where do you go from here? They're all over the map doing what they should be doing best, which is covering all the angles.
Yeah, but at this moment, when they're 5 on 3, they should just group up and go together. They probably know that they're probably just going to have 1 guy on B side. Now we know for a fact that there's 2. But, you know, group up together, go somewhere and stick with it. Because right now, they're being picked apart 1 by 1. They already lost 1, and Zeus is very low on HP. But then, just as I say that, he gets the shot onto dupreeh.
4 versus 2. Device will look to recover the side. Zipnix is a long way from the action here. And Edward will connect onto him regardless. And this should be round number 1 to Na'Vi. Well, will be round number 1 to Na'Vi.
Yeah, and I feel like they need the remaining... They're going to win this one, so they need the remaining 3 rounds. So they have a buffer coming into the CT side, just in case they lose the pistol round.
This really does just sound like everything we said going into the first half on Cobblestone, only the team names are reversed.
Exactly. And this time now it's Navi that's feeling the stick.
The decider will be overpass if we need it. But we're not quite there just yet. Look at dupreeh. Wouldn't quite say charging up mid, but taking a position. Whilst 2 Navi players have gone a long way down B. It's Seized who's there looking for Zipnik, seeing if he can create an opening. What are those 3 players in mid all talking about right now? What are they relaying to the players that are isolated on the 2 bomb sites?
Well, right now they know that Navi, they like to hold their spots. That's why you see, that's why dupreeh isn't actually pushing up mid, because he knows that there's a very high chance that Guardian's just standing there waiting for you. That's why they're taking their time. They wait for the smoke, which just arrived. And I think now he will probably get a flash up and dupreeh will clear it off.
2 push into B from Na'Vi, but the bomb is moving towards A. Zipnik is going to see the first man and is taking a lot of damage. Do they buy it? Yes, those players from mid move over towards it, and Edward is there waiting for them. This has been executed to perfection, and Device is left all on his own at A, and Guardian peels him out. It'll be Edward down now, but we're down to another 2 versus 4. The bomb is planted by starix, and Dignitas with a big ask to pull this round back, which Seized will make all the more harder, and finally this should be Na'Vi building up a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, and this is the Navi I want to see in the beginning of the game. They're keeping Dignitas on their toes. That was a great fake by Navi. They even got the guys holding B, so that even sold the fake even harder, and then that just left dupreeh on the A bomb side all by himself, and he just couldn't defend it.
11 rounds to 2. The buffer is twice as large as it was a second ago.
Yep, every round you can get. You just need to start grinding some rounds. And this is the thing here. If Navi wins this one, sure, Dignitas can buy next round, but they're not going to be able to afford the op that perhaps Fetish would have wanted. Actually, that's actually my bad. They're actually saving now. cajunb is the sole person that actually bought a rifle, because he had a lot of money in his bank.
How quickly things can change from being 11-0 up to 2 banned rounds and you're saving.
Yeah, then you see, like, even though Navi hasn't been winning rounds, they've been killing so many Dignitas players every single round, so their economy hasn't really been that great.
What does the scoreboard look like in terms of numbers for us? Oh, starix pushes out, gets himself that kill onto dupreeh. And the spread on the Dignitas side is 8 frags from top to bottom, with Fetish, of course, leading the way. Na'Vi, Zeus on 3, Guardian 10. Zipnik's rattles a shot up towards Seized, who retreats. And more than anything, will have said, I wasn't shot at by an M4.
Yeah.
Na'Vi may not have known that until then. Zeus pushes out the side and will charge on in now as he connects onto the head of Fetish, and this should be round number 3 for Na'Vi, and it will be the momentum built from this going into halftime may help as well. Dignitas will be washed out. It's only cajunb 1 versus 5 who will opt to, well, will have no choice in what happens to him as he is dispatched in a clean round for Na'Vi. Last round of the half, it's 11-3 in favor of Team Dignitas, who, until moments ago, were looking quite spectacular. But Na'Vi have clawed their way back in and reminded us just why they're in this quarterfinal.
Yeah, and this round again, important for Navi. They have a very strong CT side, but this extra round can actually mean either win or lose.
No pressure then.
No pressure.
They nailed it.
Somewhat.
Fetish with a slight window to spy Edward as he comes out. But more importantly, if he'd had that AWP, he'd be reeling away with a kill in his back pocket. Edward now pushes out, gets himself the kill onto cajunb. And now Fetish with an opportunity to take on Edward, who has just 22 points of health left, but it's that Molotov that will just force Fetish back, and Edward debating what he can do from there. The two B players about to push out as well, as in unison they go. Bomb, other side of the map, coming through T-spawn. Zeus will see Zipnix and Dignitas taking a gamble, pushing out here. Edward gets the first, and there is Zeus going out. Wandering blindly, but Device gets the second. And now Dignitas racking up the frags. Guardian's up, does get Fetish, but starix is down. Guardian's 1 on 2 with the bomb to collect as well. And Dignitas know it as he pushes out. I thought they did, but no. He's escaped from the clutches of dupreeh. And we'll put that bomb down and try to defend it with the AWP afterwards, but he's just trying to bait someone out. They've not moved. And still he baits. And now the nades come in. And Guardian, with 8 seconds left to go, has baited too many times. And the boy who cried wolf is eventually mauled by the Danish wolves. And it will be Dignitas who go into the half by some 12 rounds to 3.
Yeah, and props to Dignitas there, actually, taking the command. They were 1 man down, it was a 4 on 5. Device and Zipnix actually decided to push Catwalk from B, just so they got a little bit of map control. Maybe they could catch 1 or 2 Navi members off guard, and that's exactly what happened. It turned that whole round around.
Well, Dignitas with a much more impressive half this time around, as they move in. You talked about that last round, the difference between 3 and 4 for Navi was going to be match defining.
Yeah, because it gives you a little buffer. You know, you can afford to actually make 1 mistake, or maybe you can afford to make 2 mistakes instead of, let's say, 1 mistake. So that round, because right now they have 3 rounds on the board. Again, pistol round, extremely important for Navi. If they lose that one, then by the time they actually get weapons, unless they actually win an eco, Dignitas will be a match point.
Pressure on Navi. How do they respond to that? How do these characters that you know in this Navi team respond to high pressure situations?
Not just same thing as Dignitas, is that first of all they have one thing to do right now, and that is to win the pistol. You got to take 1 round at a time. You got to grind out the rounds that you know that you can take.
Well, we're moving on to the second half. Where's your money? Are we going to overpass for map 3?
It feels so. I think that Dignitas actually woke up a little bit now after they got that little cold shower on Cobble. And as you can see here, they actually, their CT side was up to par. Like I was wondering, will Dignitas actually be able to keep cool and just come in, just reset from map number 1, and just go in and show that we can also play Mirage. You guys want to pick Mirage versus us? We're going to teach you a lesson.
And a smile from a few of those Dignitas players, something we've just not seen of late. And here we go, ready for the second half.
They have 12 reasons to smile.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
You're just 2 days into your casting career, and you've already got those cheesy lines ready one by one.
Yeah, I need to actually make a list for tomorrow.
You're going to go far in this world.
Yeah.
Will we be seeing more of you afterwards?
Who knows?
Who knows? Dignitas now looking to show Navi how T-side on Mirage is done. Many shots fired, but no commitment yet. This Dignitas side have got the bomb barely moved out of spawn, and the shots fired are all over on B, and they haven't been able to connect with anyone. Edward's the man who'll see action first as dupreeh entertains Guardian and pushes him back. Fetish will now make that move in towards that A side room. Oh, Zeus just had a millisecond to pick off that head of Device and did exactly that. And that'll be Guardian returning the favor. 1, 2. Can he get any more? In the end, it's dupreeh who'll pick him off, but this Navi side have shown their class on their pistol round. cajunb now with a job to do. Can he get that bomb down? That's a big move. He may not be able to defend it, but it's money in the bank no more.
Yep, and exactly what Navi needed. They needed this pistol. Zeus, I don't know if he's suicidal or not, but he actually, I don't know if he wanted to nade himself on purpose, but that's exactly what happened. He blew himself up. Nice shot by Zeus. Guardian with 2 really nice frags here as well. This one is beauty. And they got the round that they really needed.
And now they have the buffer will be extended out now.
Yeah, and Dignitas got the plan. They're gonna opt to just buy 2 flashes, some pistols from the people that actually got a kill or 2, and they just opt to rush B by the looks of it.
Very quick push from Dignitas as they charge on in here. They flashes work and push those Navi players out of the bomb site. If they can get this bomb down, it'll be more money in that Dignitas bank, but Navi are having a free-for-all in there as they get themselves 2 kills, make that 3. It's cajunb and dupreeh who connect, and it's cajunb 1 on 2. Guardian having none of it.
I think the cajunb actually team killed there as well, so he actually got 4 that round. I'm starting to get there now. And here we see Dignitas. They're gonna opt to buy. And the thing for Dignitas here now, they have 12 rounds. You have so many rounds to work with now. I really hope that Dignitas, they don't get stressed. Just keep on working, keep on grinding rounds. Eventually, you will get there.
From Navi's perspective, they'll be looking to build that confidence themselves. dupreeh will lead the assault in for Dignitas as they push straight in towards A, and just wondering where the Navi players are. Guardian gets himself the first. Zeus is there, and this Navi defense comes alive as they look to retake the central part of that A side. It's Guardian who just waits for the flash to come out. Device is waiting for him to show himself as he pokes his head up. Those 4 players fire on through, and it'll be Device onto Zeus, gets the first, the second. Edward stops him going any further. Talk us about what Navi did there. They surrendered so much ground, then knew that they could retake it.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of Navi as well. They're very confident in their players and their abilities. So even though it might look like, well, they're just giving this A site away, they have a plan. And that round by Dignitas, that was extremely fast A split, hoping to catch Navi off guard. But again, it's Navi. They're expecting anything and everything.
Big push comes in from Dignitas again, and Edward will rattle off shots and mow them down. Device gets himself 2, and Dignitas may get themselves a bomb plant as well here, as the bomb is in on that side and being put down by cajunb. Fetish and Zipnix will go down. It's a 2-on-3 after plant here with an M4 in the hands of Device, who's got a nade coming to his left, and that'll be the end of that.
Good eco nonetheless. They got the bomb down, which means technically that Fetish should be able to buy an off, which he can. I think that Fetish is actually offing on the C side of this map as well. So this is what, like I was talking about on the CT side, this is probably the one map that Fetish feels the most comfortable offing. Just as I say that, Device, for the first time this game, picks up the op.
But it's an embarrassment of riches to have 2 such strong AWPers.
I think they're just messing with me.
Yeah, they passed it across.
I was expecting Device to actually pick that up now, but again, like I thought before my statement, before I saw the Device bought something, it's Fetish offing.
Now you know the difficulty of casting, as well as the jokes that you have to come up with. The self-doubt. The nights reading Reddit. It never ends.
Yeah, and just basing the initial few seconds that we have of this round, it actually looks like Dignitas, they're not taking any map control other than just taking a pick mid, and we have one guy working B. The other guys were just static over at the A bomb site, just waiting for Fetish's call to do a smoke round over on A, see if that'll work out.
Dignitas need Fetish to resume normal service here on Mirage. He was fantastic on that CT side. Can they get him in a position to influence this A assault as it comes in now? Seized will have action coming his way. Zeus picks himself up the first. There's Seized with the next, and Fetish is angling for a shot that just isn't coming his way. And he's forced down by Edward. Zipnik's forced out by that Molotov, and Devices says, you know what, I'll just do this on my own then if you guys don't fancy it. 2 big frags, Zeus and Edward go down, and just about keeps Dignitas in this round. Zipnik's, though, is going nowhere, and he did get himself a frag onto Seized, leaving Device 1 on 2. Quickly makes his way over towards that bomb, and it's a trap! As starix is lying in wait for him, and that will be 12-8. Navi edging closer to pulling this game back.
They are indeed, and this is exactly what Navi needs in order to get back in the game. They're shutting Dignitas down on everything they're trying to do. Dignitas tried to do a fast A split, it didn't work out. Dignitas tried to do a smoke round on A, it didn't work out. Navi's shutting them down. And this is, again, Navi is an extremely strong CT team on Mirage, and so is Dignitas. It's just about these, you just need to grind rounds like I was talking about before. Dignitas is riding again, you just need to do something unorthodox, just to try to catch Navi off guard.
And what's interesting is you can see the 2 different styles. Navi haven't needed to control mid in the way that Fetish did for Dignitas. A little bit of information, Edward just pokes his head out, but no one's commanding mid and making it a place you fear to go.
Yeah, exactly. And by the looks of it here again, Navi's or Dignitas actually opting to try that A smoke round again.
If at first you don't succeed,
try it again. Well, they probably know as well when they did that round last round. Maybe they did some mistakes that they feel that they talked about, and maybe they will go better this time.
starix then retreating through the smoke, waiting on the other side with his M4 to take out dupreeh. Zeus will return the favor. cajunb did get down starix, but the reinforcements are here for Navi as cajunb is down. Edward follows up onto Fetish, and it's Zipnik's or bust. And Navi are getting themselves right back in here. Their CT side looking mighty fine.
Yes, indeed. They're actually 6-0 up now on their CT side, and it's getting closer. 12-9.
Dignitas need something.
They do, and right now they're going to be saving. Again, they want that op on Fetish. They want to be at least, because right now what's going on is that round before they didn't have an op. They couldn't really do that much because they know the Guardian has the op. You don't want to go middle where you know the Guardian is waiting there with his mighty op, and you know you don't have an op yourself. Then it's going to make the round even more difficult.
This time Guardian did push out and paid the price for it as cajunb takes off his head. Zeus is waiting for them and will go through. And this aggression from Navi, it doesn't necessarily suit, and it's not paid off either. 2 frags for Dignitas. They will get an AWP up onto dupreeh, and M4 was with Fetish before Zeus takes it off him. And they are going up against a fully armed and dangerous side, but with those 2 weapons, it's a different proposition now. They've got the CCs to counter it out. Seized pushes up, claims the next 2, and rumors of Navi's demise have been greatly exaggerated. Zipnik has just 15 points of health to play with that CC, but he baits Seized into coming towards him, and cajunb with that AWP puts him down. They use the smoke to allow Zipnik to get over to the bomb, but waiting for them on the other side is Zeus. cajunb will now come in, take him down, switch to that M4, get out, and it's a 1 versus 1 against starix, and somehow cajunb may just have done it. And can he redeem himself in the eyes of the discerning 5th Laren here with a big round for Dignitas? Bomb goes down, 1 versus 1 against starix, who has an arsenal of nades, but he won't need them! Navi make it difficult on a Dignitas save round, but at the end of the day, they still get that round.
Yeah, and this was actually the closest round Dignitas have gotten to almost get around, and they were on a save. Heck, do the same thing, just with weapons.
Easier said than done. What did they do right there, or was it just one of those rounds that can happen?
Well, the first one shot from cajunb, it was a sick shot, and that basically just opened up mid for Dignitas to come and do a little bit of damage.
Weren't able to get that AWP even with the bomb plant onto Fetish, or chose not to.
Yeah, he opted not to. Because right now, Dignitas actually have a lot of money in their bank, so even if they lose this one, they can still buy the next round.
starix going up against dupreeh. retreat back in towards the side, and Dignitas enter this time. There's a Na'Vi firing squad waiting for them. And it's Dignitas with Zipnix and cajunb to try and hold on. Up against 3, not much health left on those remaining Danes either. Reinforcements coming from Navi. They'll wait till those 3 are in position to take on the 2 after plant. And it's Edward that they've lined sights on first.
Yeah, and they probably have no idea that Edward's here.
They do. It's cajunb who picks himself up the frag, but Guardian jumps up with the AWP, picks up the first. cajunb, last man standing again for Dignitas, 12 points of health. They double team him. And it will be Navi pulling us back to a 1-round game. They have won everything on their CT side that's been thrown at them. And Fifth Laren, are they sending a message?
Indeed they are. Dignitas, however, they need to stop going A. It's not working. Just stop, try something else. You're throwing away rounds on a round that's clearly not working versus Navi. I'm sure it's a good round, but versus a team like Navi, it's not panning out. You gotta try something else.
12-11. Navi have come back from a 12-3 halftime score to pick up 8 straight rounds here on their CT side. Dignitas' map choice, if you're just joining us, was Cobblestone, and Navi just demolished them on that. And if their CT round continue, this Navi side will be saying to the remainders that we're a real thorn in anyone's side.
Yeah, I like this move by Dignitas. They're actually taking mid control. Fetish was off. They can actually take over mid. They smoke it off. They're actually leaning towards going towards Catwalk and towards B right now. However, Fetish is all alone in middle with the bomb.
Guardian's up, gets himself a frag on towards dupreeh. It'll be Dignitas to just retreat. Zeus is the man who'll go up against cajunb, who quickly gets himself out of harm's way before finding Zeus on the other side. Nice change of angles and headshot dropped in. We're down to just 43 points of health. This may be Dignitas' opportunity. What do they set from here?
Well, right now, as you can see, if you just look at the minimap, they're actually setting up for a B fake. They're going to then hit A, which I think is a very smart idea here.
You know, having lost device, how do they change it and keep that fake alive?
Well, it's basically up to Cajun, but he can't really do anything right now. So he's just going to try and go back to connector and try and help his teammate.
Molotov forces Fetish to change direction. Bomb goes down. It's a 3-on-4 after plant. Still nades on that Navi side to play with. Nade comes straight in onto starix, takes him down to 48 points of health. But Fetish's AWP has got rid of Edward. And now Zipnix is in a really open position, but is capable of firing his way out of danger. Great play from Zipnix. 2-on-1, C's going nowhere. Dignitas finally on the board in this second half.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it needed. Things were looking very grim, and this round, who knows? Maybe they will get this one, but that was a good round, even though, you know, the fake that we were planning on doing, it didn't really pan out. They lost one more man, but then instead they just went towards A, all three together. It was a very nice hold by Zipnix.
We've got an exciting couple of rounds coming your way as this map comes to its conclusion. Can Dignitas hold through and take us to a third map? Or will Navi send out a strong message to everyone else in the tournament with a 2-0 over the Danes? Guardian is in favor of the latter, dropping dupreeh, looking for the next man, trying to emulate the role that Fetish played in this first half. Device with the AWP this time. It's a double AWP round from Dignitas. He's forced to retreat with only 23 points of health in his locker. Dignitas must reset now. Guardian, though, is here, there, and everywhere with his AWP. Fetish downed, and it just hasn't worked for Dignitas this round. Guardian is preventing them from playing.
Yeah, and I was really looking forward to actually see if Device could do some damage with the AWP. But he just, I think he got nated.
Zipnix creates an opening for Dignitas with the headshot there. But Guardian, he's on an ace here. He's got 3 already, with cajunb about to come racing on to the end of his crosshairs once more. The flash is in, but it's undeterred. The legend of Guardian, who will quickly fall back, and Dignitas decide that they can't make that A attack work.
They're just going to opt to save. Yeah, they're going to save. They don't have any time, and you know that, especially now, this round, Guardian was on fire. So they're just going to save. Dignitas, they don't have that much money. Styptics can actually drop an AK next round. And just try again. They actually tried something new there. They had 2 ops, one on Device, one on Fetish. They tried to spread out. Device actually went to B to try and catch another player off guard, and Fetish was just trying to gain some mid control. This is what I'm talking about. That smoke that they threw, it actually helped Guardian. I'm pretty sure that you couldn't even see Guardian from that.
He makes his way in, and then all he's got is that tiny angle just to fire the shot through. But when Guardian is on song, it's spectacular. And Dignitas, their cushion is down to just 1 round here. They can't afford another one. As dupreeh pushes out, chases out Zeus. That was his opportunity now. Can he finish off the job? He's going up against 2, and dupreeh will go no further. Guardian joins the party, getting himself the frag onto Zypnix. And this is looking terrible for Dignitas. Na'Vi are on fire here, and they get themselves the 4. It's Fetish 1 versus 5. And Zeus will be the first, but Edward will stop him in his tracks. Navi can smell victory now.
Yeah, 3 kills from Zeus. Great play. Actually, dupreeh, when he didn't get that player in Sniper's Nest,
which was Zeus,
that costed them the round. Doesn't really matter if it was Zeus or not. When he didn't get that frag and he died, that costed Dignitas the round.
Can he pull himself out in a situation like that, or once he's in, does he always have to go in?
You have to go in there. I mean, that was a fast A split, and you need that kill.
Fast onto A come the echoing Dignitas side. They do pick themselves up the opening frag onto starix. The bomb actually was led all the way around to the CT spawn side. It's Edward who picks it up. The bomb carrier down some way from the side, and that bomb is irretrievable without frags, which their weapons are not going to allow them to get. 13 all here. Dignitas now have an AWP in the hands of Zypnix. 3 men to go. Edward with 3 off the kills this round and 71 points of health to play with. Zeus down to 51, but a bank full of nades. And Dignitas paying the price for that bomb, running all the way where it did. See whether they can retrieve it. They're going to have to risk all to push in. The reinforcements are coming from Navi now as they dancing collective, but Edward's waiting. And Navi pick themselves up. That is just a common mistake as they pushed out, or how did the bomb get stuck there?
Again, well, Dignitas were not saved. They could have easily gotten the bomb down, but I think it was just a mistake from Dignitas. I think they're getting very flustered right now. This is actually the first time in this map that Navi is in the lead. And that's what I'm saying, like, they only got 3 rounds on their T side. You should never give up, especially when you know that you have a strong C to side to counter with. And especially when you have Guardian, who's playing phenomenal, extremely good right now, and Edward is up there as well.
Well, fun with numbers. Dignitas were in an 11-0 lead at one point before Navi turned it around.
Yeah. And we see here, Dignitas just trying to spread out. They're just trying to, because I think that they think that Navi, by the momentum they're going at, they will probably feel very self-confident right now. And they just want to work their pick. So Dignitas is actually doing a good job here just by holding, just so they don't get caught off guard.
And Zeus, who sits in the bomb site, will wait on incoming from A. The Navi players have pushed 4 players over towards the A site. This time, though, for Dignitas, the bomb is elsewhere.
Yeah, this is going to be an A fake, and this might actually work out for Dignitas. There's only C's there, and everyone else is on A.
Here comes Dignitas side now. They push in towards the A site with dupreeh picking himself up the frag on the starix. If the bomb moves quickly, they can take it. But Navi smell a ruse here as they haven't seen a flurry of Danes come in. And now edging his way over towards that B site is going to be someone to join C's. Guardian, though, has got himself a frag. C's joins in, gets cajunb. Device has that bomb. It's 2 Dignitas players up against 4, and his Device makes his merry way over towards that bomb site. He's assassinated by Edward, and that will be the end of it. Navi pick themselves up around with the clock in their favor, and they are on to 2 match points.
Terrific comeback from Navi. Dignitas fake didn't really pan out the way that it should have. When they lost the entry, then they just stopped. In order for a fake to work, you need to continue pushing. If you stop, Navi will know it. Edward actually pushed mid just to make sure it was clear, and it was. And Dignitas wasn't pushing A. And then obviously Zeus took that one frag onto B as well, and then all of a sudden you basically sandwiched Dignitas, and there was nothing Device could do about it.
My question to you, if Navi win this, so don't answer it just yet, is how far can they go? Have they made Dignitas look very ordinary here? We'll find out in just a moment. Yes, Dignitas still have 2 rounds left to save themselves. Picks off Device as he lay in wait for him. It's cajunb through mid, just dropped by Guardian, and Navi have just 2 more left to find. Zipnix and Fetish. Zipnix not going down without a fight. This was his chance, and it'll be Fetish that'll be lined up next. starix is down to 2 points of health, but the reinforcements are there. The grenade comes in too late. Edward's already done the job. Zipnix has picked off Edward, but he's the last man standing, 1 on 3. What's he got? The whole Navi side are lined up, and Zipnix has got 3 of them already with 30 seconds left to go. Can he go all the